Stephen Harper was not in the House of Commons today, but the difficult questions just followed him out of town. They concern the payment of Mike Duffy's Senate expenses and what the Prime Minister knew about them. Reporters were following up on unproven allegations set out in an RCMP affidavit that came to light yesterday. And back in Ottawa, so was the opposition. Our senior correspondent, Terry Malewski, has the details. Terry.
Well, Peter, the first question has always been, did the Prime Minister know that Nigel Wright was paying Mike Duffy's expenses? And the answer has always been a flat no. But now there's a second question. Did the PM approve the earlier plan for the Conservative Party to pay? And on that, the answer is not so clear.
And said to Mr. Duffy right from the outset that Mr. Duffy should repay his own expenses.
The Prime Minister today did not answer the question of when he found out his party was ready to pay. Instead, he repeated that Duffy should have paid.
I was told that that was what he had agreed to do. I was told that is what he had done. And when I learned that was not the case, I took the appropriate action.
Not immediately. In fact, Harper expressed full confidence in Nigel Wright for 4 days before accepting his resignation. What is more, yesterday's RCMP affidavit shows the party and the PMO tried to protect Duffy by paying his bills and doctoring an audit of his expenses. It also says the Tory finance chairman, Senator Irving Gerstein, agreed the party would pay Duffy's bill, but not when it hit $90,000.
I have said everything I'm going to say. Thank you.
Gerstein ducked questions today, but the real target remains the Prime Minister.
Why the cover-up if he didn't do anything wrong?
The PM was out of town, but Tom Mulcair kept up his daily inquisition, homing in on those emails quoted by the RCMP, where Nigel Wright says, "I do want to speak to the PM before everything is considered final," and then, 1 hour later, says, "We are good to go from the PM."
Good to go with Mr. Duffy repaying his own expenses.
That was Harper's answer yesterday. Mulcair had his comeback today.
Since when does the Prime Minister of Canada have to approve a senator repaying his own expenses?
The NDP cheered. The Tories changed the subject.
But when he talks about things not really shaping up, how about him, Mr. Speaker? He was offered a bribe 17 years ago.
Mulcair has said that he thinks he was once offered a bribe. Not the same, he says.
Saying no to the envelope, handing out the envelope.
Exactly.
But the Liberals, too, focused on that good to go email.
Why did the Prime Minister say good to go for a payment from the Conservative Party?
When he was approached by Senator Duffy to justify these expenses, he was very clear and he said you had to repay those expenses.
Now, later, a statement from the PMO did flatly say that the Prime Minister had no knowledge of the discussion about the party paying Duffy's bill. The problem remains, though, that those emails suggest that he did and approved it. Peter.
Terry Malewski on Parliament Hill tonight. Thanks, Terry.